Colombia qualified for the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup for the first time after defeating Jamaica. France defeats Morocco. Colombia reached the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup for the first time in the country's history after beating Jamaica 1-0 in Melbourne on Tuesday, while France confidently knocked out Morocco to reach the quarterfinals. Catalina Uzmi brilliantly scored the winning goal for Colombia, in the process becoming the first player in this tournament to break the stubborn Jamaican defense. The reward for the Colombians is a quarter-final clash against the European champions and world number 4 England in Sydney on Saturday, a match the South American side have the knack for winning despite being 21 places between the two sides in the world rankings. France's 4-0 victory over Morocco, a team that reached the last 16 in their first match in the competition, set up a quarter-final clash against Australia on Saturday. The unexpected trips of Colombia, Morocco and Jamaica to the knockout stages will be a major reason for the success of this tournament. After all, what is sports romance if traditional powers aren't faltering and underdogs are thriving against the odds? Morocco, however, struggled against one of the tournament favorites, losing 3-0 within 23 minutes, while Colombia and Jamaica appeared to stumble as a result of defeat. But by doing enough to beat Jamaica, Colombia became the first South American nation to reach the quarterfinals since Brazil in 2011. After the match, Colombia coach Nelson Abadia said it was a unique moment for women's soccer in Colombia and South America. This is a victory for a human group that worked so hard to achieve consistency, to have a career and character. Today we played and won well, he said. Some Jamaican players cried after the final whistle. But the country's presence in the last 16 is particularly remarkable. Not only did the Reggae Girls advance from a group that included the French and Brazil national teams, but they did so after having to issue a statement prior to the tournament expressing their ultimate disappointment with the country's soccer federation. The statement said the team had missed several friendlies due to extreme disorder and that they attended repeatedly without receiving contractual compensation. In a statement on their website, the JFF acknowledged that things were not done perfectly but was working hard to resolve the players' concerns. Chenelo Asher, who played for Jamaica at the 2019 World Cup, said before the competition began that the statement was meant to get the federation to take the women's team seriously. The question now is what will be the response to the success of the team, and the success of other, less funded countries? While about $49 million of the $110 million in World Cup prize money will go directly to individual players, the rest of the amount will be divided among the participating federations who will decide what share of this money will be allocated to teams and players, if at all. Although Jamaica's participation in this tournament ended in Melbourne, the players have shown on the world stage and made themselves, as you wish, impossible to ignore. You made us all proud, Usain Bolt, the great Jamaican track and field player, wrote after the match on social media. The first match of the day looked like it was going to end in a penalty shootout. Jamaica relied on a defense that did not concede a goal in the group stage, and like France and Brazil before them, Colombia struggled to break through a well-organized backline. Having scored just one goal in the tournament prior to this encounter, Jamaican coach Lorne Donaldson challenged his team to head home, but the team managed only 2 shots on goal and did not have enough possession to put constant pressure on Colombia. There were flashes of Linda Caicedo, the talented 18-year-old Colombian, but the teenager remained largely silent in a match where defense managed to outpace offense, other than a moment of Osmi magic. In the 51st minute, the Colombia captain neatly controlled Ana Guzman's stunning pass and put the ball outside Jamaica's Rebecca Spencer. Fittingly, this was the goal that would make history. Jamaica almost equalized soon after when Colombia's Catalina Perez deflected the ball into their own net, but the South American side attacked quickly and troubled Jamaica again only for Caicedo to be called offside. The further the match progressed, the more freedom Caicedo enjoyed on the left flank, but Jamaica defended the threat posed by the Real Madrid man who ignited this tournament with her impressive skill on the ball. Jamaica had a chance to equalize late in the game, but Drew Spence headed inches wide. Then Colombia's Lee Santos hit the post in the final few minutes as the game came to life in the closing stages, with Jamaica looking for an equalizer. But despite the late boom, Jamaica's vulgar approach eventually proved to be its downfall. Later that same day in Adelaide, France quickly took a 3-0 lead to effectively end the match as a halftime contest and illustrate why the team was considered favorite to win the contest. Two beautiful team goals put Les Blues in command. Khadija Diani returned home after some fine play by her teammates on the left wing. Then Diane turned into a breadwinner when she found Kenza Dali, who had come home with her shot to leave Morocco with a mountain to climb. A sloppy defense then made Morocco's comeback mission almost impossible as Eugénie Le Sommer scored her 91st international goal, hitting the far post as France gave their best. Morocco were more competitive in the second half, but in the 70th minute Le Sommer headed home into the back corner, their second of the match. It was a direct victory for France, but even in defeat, Morocco contributed so much to a competition in which it made history.